Affairs have an addictive pull. What begins as attraction can slowly transform into something far more consuming. It is no longer just about liking someone or enjoying their presence. It becomes a loop. Thoughts returning to the same person again and again. Emotions rising and falling based on their attention. A constant mental pull that feels difficult to interrupt. The connection starts to exist even in their absence. You are not just choosing it anymore. You are anticipating it, craving it, revisiting it in your mind. And this is where desire begins to change. It starts resembling something closer to addiction. Because the brain is wired to repeat what feels good. When an interaction creates pleasure, excitement, emotional relief, the brain takes note. It releases chemicals that reinforce the behavior, encouraging you to return to the source. And over time, the person becomes linked to the reward itself. A message, a glance, a smile, a chance interaction, just coming across each other, a smile, meeting of the eyes, a moment of attention. Each becomes a trigger, activating the same cycle again. The brain is not asking questions. It is not analyzing meaning. It is simply reinforcing what feels good. But here is where it gets stronger. Consistency does not create the deepest attachment. Uncertainty does. When attention is unpredictable, the mind becomes more engaged. You don't know when the next message will come. You don't know when the next chance interaction will happen. When you will just come across each other. When will the next moment happen? And that uncertainty creates anticipation. The rare reward feels more intense because it is not guaranteed. This is intermittent reinforcement, and it is powerful because the brain starts chasing it, waiting, checking, hoping, not just for the person, but for the feeling they bring. And slowly something shifts. The connection becomes emotional regulation. You don't just want it, you use it to feel better, to escape stress, to ease boredom, to reduce loneliness. And without realizing it, the person becomes a source of relief, of validation, of comfort. And now it is no longer just desire, it is dependency. Because without it, something feels off. Restlessness, irritability, a sense of something missing. And that discomfort pulls you back in. Over time, what once felt like enough no longer satisfies. A short conversation is not enough. A brief moment is not enough. You need more. More time, more depth, more connection. Because the brain adapts. The threshold rises. Just with substance. And to feel the same effect, you want more. You increase the amount. You increase the intensity. More contact. More emotional involvement. More risk. More excitement. More secrecy. Even when you know the consequences. But at the same time, there's illusion. The illusion of control. I can stop anytime. This isn't serious. It's just a phase. But then you try to step back and return again. You try to reduce it and fall back into it. And that gap becomes visible. The gap between what you intend and what you actually do. And somewhere inside you start to realize this has more control over you than you expected. Then comes absence. Absence feels heavier than it should. You think more about them. You replay conversations. You imagine future ones. And so your mind tries to recreate the connection. You want it more. This is withdrawal. Once you lose access to it, the system tries to regain access, trying to return to what it has learned to rely on. To avoid the discomfort of absence, it pulls you back again, reinforcing the cycle even further. And then there is secrecy. Secrecy does not just protect the connection, it intensifies it. What is hidden feels more valuable, more charged, more significant. The effort to maintain it adds emotional weight. The risk adds to the excitement. And suddenly, the connection is not just emotional. It is layered with tension, excitement, exclusivity, secrecy, intensity. And that fuels the addictive pull even more. As this continues, something else begins to happen. Your focus narrows. You think about them more. You invest more time, more energy. Other parts of life begin to fade. Responsibilities feel distant. Other relationships receive less attention. Your world starts to revolve around this connection. At first, subtly, then more noticeably. And yet there are moments of awareness, moments where you pause and realize, I'm thinking about this too much. This is taking up too much space. This is not just something small anymore. And in those moments, you see it clearly. But you don't want to stop it. Awareness alone does not break the cycle, because the reinforcement is now still active. The system is still running. And that is why it feels difficult to stop. The truth is, this pull is powerful. But it is not permanent. It depends on repetition, on reinforcement, or continued engagement. When the cycle is interrupted, when distance is created, when contact reduces, the intensity begins to shift slowly, not instantly, but gradually. The brain recalibrates. What once felt urgent becomes less so. What once felt overwhelming becomes manageable. And this is where understanding matters. Because this is not just about the person, it is about the system that you built around them. The patterns, the reinforcements, the emotional loops. When you see that, the connection becomes less mysterious, less overpowering, more understandable, more workable. Because the feelings are real, but their intensity has been amplified. And when you understand that, you regain something important: choice. Because at some point, you are faced with a decision, not just about the relationship, but about control over your attention, your emotions, your behavior. You can continue responding to the pull, or you can step back and interrupt it. This is not about denying what you feel. It is not about being driven by it. It is the shift from compulsion to awareness, from reacting to choosing, from being pulled to standing still long enough to see clearly.